Greetings everyone, my name is Andre Algara. This is our project called the Toy Management System. So this project is designed to help user organize and manage a toy collection in an efficient and systematic way. So the Toy Management System was created to track toy information using manual or unorganized records. Through this program, users can store important details about each toy, such as its name, condition, and interactive feature in one place. The system allows users to add new toys, remove new toys using a unique ID, display all stored toys, search toy by name, and filter toy based on their condition or interactive features. So these features make managing a toy collection easier and more convenient. So overall, the toy management system helps toy collector save time, reduce errors, and keep their collection well organized. So the next member of the group will explain the code and demonstrate how the system works. So these members are Alotencio, Castillo, Belencio, Zarzuela, and Granada.
Greetings, my name is Josel Angelo Castillo from 2ITC. Now, our topic is about the OOP concept use and explain how OOP programming. And also, I discussed the class encapsulation and object creation. First, we'll tackle is the topic of OOP concept use. In our Java program called the Toy Collection Management, these programs allow user to add and remove display and search toys using the menu driven system. Next is the what is the object oriented programming or OOP. It's a programming approach where the program is built using objects that represent the real world entity. Its object has contains the attributes and methods. Now we move on to the I will discuss about the class. We have three classes is toy collection, toy and main. First we tackle is the toy. There's the toy class is it stores the details of toys such as ID, name, manufacturer, size, weight, condition, battery operated, has sound, and interactive features. This class is has also has a display method show the information of the toy. Yes. Uh, we move to the next class, which is the toy collections. The toy collection classes manage of group toys using the array list. This one. For adding the toy, remove toy by ID, display all toys, search by name, filter by conditions, search by interactive features. That's all. The next is the main class. The main class is where the program runs. There's the scanner and the for toy collection to display the collection of toys. The next we tackle is the encapsulation, which is the private the private variables and getters. This is pri the private variables and this is the getters to get the ID name and conditions. Next is the object creation. It is this to display the toy, which is toy collection. Each toy has its own values. The last is I will discuss is why multiple classes are better than one class. Using multiple classes is better than putting everything in one class because better organized, each class has clear role, each which is the toy is the data of the toy. And the toy collection is to give the logic of the main program and the main is the user interface. And also to the multiple classes are easier to maintain to and update. If we want to change how toys are displayed, we only go to the toy class. And also if we want to change how the toy are restored, we edit in toy collection. And also in code reusability, we can reuse the toy class in other project like online toy shop or inventory system. That's all. Thank you.
Tangal greetings. Today, I am going to explain the toy class from our program. This class is very important because it represents each individual toy in the entire collection manager. Everything starts from this class. So, um, the toy class is made to represent one single toy. It has these private fields. So this is are the pieces of information every toy keeps. So the first one is the private int ID. Private ID is a unique number to identify this toy. And the second one is the name of the toy, manufacturer, the company that made the toy, size, the dimensions or size description as text, and weight, how heavy the toy is in, and condition, the current state of the toy, like new or used or refurbished. Next one is the battery operated, true or false. So does it need batteries? And next one is the has sound, true or false. Does it make sounds? So interactive features, text description of what special or interactive thing the toy can do. So all these are private, so only the toy class itself can directly use or change them. Then it has one constructor, this one, parameterized constructor. This constructor is the only way to create a new toy. You have to give all 9 values when you make a toy. There is no other constructor and had no default values. It has 4 getter methods. Only this can be used by other classes. So the first one is the get ID. This get ID returns the toy's ID number. Next one is the get name, returns the toy's name. Third one is the get condition, returns the condition. Then the last one is the get interactive features, returns the interactive text. So there are no setter methods. So once a toy is created, its information cannot be changed from outside. Then it has one main method to call display. So this one is called display method. So when you call this method on a toy, it prints all 9 pieces of information in a neat, readable way with labels in a line separator at the end. So this is how the program shows the details of each toy when you choose to view them and to check them. In short, the toy class is a simple data holder for one toy. Then it stores 9 pieces of information. You can create it only by giving all 9 value at once. Then it lets other parts read only the ID name, condition, and features. Then it knows how to print its own details nicely. So uh, that's it. That is everything the toy class does and nothing more. So thank you.
Dangal greetings everyone. I'm John Daryl Rezuela explaining the toy collection class. So the toy collection class is designed to manage collection of toys in organized and efficient way. It shows how object-oriented programming and Java's array list work together to store, organize, search, and modify data dynamically. In simple terms, this program acts like a toy inventory system where toys can be added, removed, searched, and filtered based on different conditions. The main purpose of a toy collection class is to store multiple objects in one place and make them easy to manage. It allows users add new toys, remove existing one, and display all toys in the collection. It also provides search and filters features, which makes the program similar to real-life inventory systems used in stores. Because of this, the program is very useful for learning how collection and methods work in Java. The classes uses an array list to store toys. The array list is declared as array list toys. So this type of list is dynamic, which means it can grow or shrink as toys are added or removed. Unlike regular arrays, an array list does not have a fixed size. So each item inside the list is a toy object that contains details such as the toy's ID, name, brand, size, price, condition, and features. This makes the collection flexible and easy to manage. When a toy collection object is created, the constructor automatically adds 5 toys. The toys are a robot, dollhouse, RC car, teddy bears, and puzzle set. Each toy has its own description, such as a talking robot, a role play toy, or brain teaser. These preload toys ensure that the collection is not empty at the start and allow the program to be tested immediately using the display search and filter methods. Next is add toy. Add toy method called add toy. This method allows a new toy to be added in the collection. It works by adding toy object to the array list using toys that add. After adding the toy, the program prints a message to confirm that the toy is added successfully. This method is important because it expands the collection and allows future toy additions. So we have the remove toy by ID. This called remove toy by ID removes a toy based on its unique ID. It uses the remove if method to find the toy with the matching ID and remove it from the list. A message is printed to inform the user that the toy was removed if the ID existed. This ensures that each toy can be uniquely identified and prevents unwanted or duplicate toys from the remaining in the collection. So we have the display all toys. This method shows all toys currently stored in the collection first. It checks if the list is empty. If it is not empty, the method loops through the array list and calls the display method for each toy. That allows users to easily view the entire toy inventory. The program also includes several search and filter methods. The search by name method looks for a toy based on its name using case insensitive comparison. If the toy is found, it is displayed. If not, toy not found message is shown. This helps users quickly locate a specific toy. So the filter by condition method filter toys based on their condition, such as new, used, or refurbished. It loops through all the toys and displays only those that match the given condition. If no toys match, the program prints a message saying no. This helps categorize toys based on quality or usage. Lastly, the search by interactive feature. This method allows users to search toys using keywords found in their interactive features. The method converts text to lowercase to make searching more flexible. If a matching toy is found, it is displayed. Otherwise, a message is shown. This makes searching more user-friendly. And the conclusion, the toy collection class is a simple but effective example of managing objects using an array list in Java. It demonstrates importance of concepts such as constructors, method searching, filtering, and object manipulating with its preload toys and multiple management features. This program closely resembles a real-world inventory system and is ideal for learning the demonstration purposes. Thank you.
So, Isidro S. Granada. Today, I will discuss about the main class. So, the main class is served as a user interface of the program. It uses a menu driven inside a do while loop here. Do while loop that repeatedly display option until the user choose to exit. The scan and we have here a scanner used to receive user input such as an integer or the string or a boolean value. So this main class is connected to the toy collection through the object name collection here in the power code. So collection, which is responsible for managing all toys data based on the user choice. So here our switch statement. So when it calls, so in a case 1, it calls add toy, which is collect input and create a new toy. So in the case 2 here, case 2 asks for a toy ID and calls remove toy ID. It in a toy collection to delete the toy. Case 3, so all toys in a toy collection we will display. In a case 4 here, so in case 4 ask for a name and search for matching toy. Case 5 is ask for collection and filter the toy based on it. Here the case 5. And the case 6 is ask for a keyword and search a toy by interactive features. And the lastly, case 0 system end the program by printing goodbye. And the last is default case handled by invalid input, displaying an error message. And here in the last code, the add toy method. So this method is responsible for collecting toy details from the user, creating a toy object, and adding it to the toy collection. First, the method promotes the user to enter information about a toy, such as ID, name, manufacturer, size, weight, and condition. Wherever it is battery operated, wherever it is a sound feature, and it is interactive feature. The scanner is used to read this input, and the next line is used after numeric input to clear the input buffer. After gathering all details, a new toy object is created using this value. And finally, this object is passed to collection add toy, which is store to the toy in the toy collection. And that's it.
So Dangal greetings, I'm Ariel John Brizuela from the members of Group 5 and I'm here to demonstrate to you the Toy Collection Manager. So if we run the code, there you go, we will have some menu or prompt that say add toy, remove toy by ID, display all toys, search toy by name, filter toys by condition, search toy by interactive feature, and the exit. So we already inputted some fixed data from ID 1 to ID number 5. So here we have the information of the toy ID, the name, manufacturer, size, weight, condition, body operative if it's true or false, sound feature if it's true or false, and the interactive feature. So what if we want to add another toy in our list? So we will type number 1, the add toy, the ID is 6 since 1 to 5 is already there, and the name is Gundam, let's say Gundam, manufacturer is Bandai Namco, the size is 28 centimeter, the weight is 12 lang, condition is new, body operative, yes, so true, sound feature, true, and interactive feature, action figure. So toy added successfully. So let's see. So there you go, we have the Gundam, ID number 6, the Gundam, and the size and interactive feature. What if we want to search the toy by name? So let's search the dollhouse. So number 2, so 4, toy by, let's type 4, enter the name, so dollhouse. So dollhouse, ID number 2. So but this time we're gonna search, but this time I'm just gonna say Teddy instead of teddy bear. So let's search for Teddy. So toy not found, because when entering or searching for the toy name, we have to specify what the name of the toy rather than just adding some shortcuts. So removing some toy from remove toy by ID. So removing toy number 3, which is the Hot Wheels. So number 2, enter the ID 3, which is the Hot Wheels, and so if the ID existed, the toy was removed. So let's see, there you go, we have ID number 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. So ID number 3, the Hot Wheel, was gone. So how about filtering toys by condition? Number 5. So 5, in the condition we have some new, use, and refurbished. So let's say new. In here we have the ID number 1, 5, and 6, the Gundam playset, and the ABC robot. What about the use? In the use we have the dollhouse, condition is use. What about refurbish? Refurbish is the ID number 4, teddy bear. The condition, refurbish. Search toy by interactive feature, 6. So, about the soft plush or the teddy bear. Soft plush. There you go. ID number 4, the teddy bear, the interactive feature, soft plush. What about our Gundam? Action figure. Rather than figurine, let's try the figure. So the Gundam has the interactive feature of an action figure. So that's it for me. So this is the demonstration of group 5 for our toy manager collection.
Greetings, I am Marie Claire Alotancio, and in conclusion, the toy management system successfully demonstrates the application of object-oriented programming concepts using Java. So the system allows users to efficiently manage a collection of toys through features such as adding new toys, removing toys by ID, displaying all stored toys, searching toys by name, filtering toys based on condition, and searching by interactive features. So by utilizing classes such as toy collection, and main, the program shows proper separation of responsibilities, making the code organized, readable, and easy to maintain. Overall, the system meets the objectives of providing a simple yet functional console-based inventory management solution and serves as a solid foundation for more advanced systems such as database-driven or graphical user interface applications. So, through the development of this project, several important programming concepts and skills were learned and strengthened. The use of classes, objects, constructors, and methods reinforce the principle of object-oriented programming, including encapsulation and abstraction. This implementation of an array list improve understanding of dynamic data storage and manipulation in Java. Additionally, the project enhanced skills in handling user input using the scanner class, implementing menu-driven programs using loops and switch, and performing search and filters operation. So, error handling and validation logics were also practiced by checking conditions such as empty collection and unmatched search results. Overall, this project improved problem solving skills, logical thinking, and practical experience in building structured Java application. That's all. Thank you.